Hello and welcome to Quick Charge. I'm Mikey G, and it's Saturday, September 9th. Tesla has reached the milestone of having deployed 50,000 superchargers across the world. It took the automaker just over a decade to do it. Any way you want to slice it, the supercharger network is a major success story and by far the best fast-charging network for electric vehicles in the world. What started as a handful of chargers in California has now spanned the globe, and Tesla announced the new milestone, and it should be noted that these are supercharger stalls and not stations. Those 50,000 stalls are at about 5,500 locations across the world, primarily in North America, Europe, and China. Nevertheless, the system is growing faster than ever lately, with Tesla having deployed 5,000 since April of this year. The rate of deployment is expected to continue to accelerate as Tesla opens a network to electric vehicles from other automakers. Tesla has started Powerwall 3 installations despite not officially unveiling the product. The first installation confirms Electrek's first exclusive reports, but we're still missing some important details. Back in April, Electrek reported that Tesla was preparing to launch the Powerwall 3, as we discovered the new product has been certified by a handful of electric utilities in the U.S. At the time, we didn't know much about the new pack, but since then we've been able to confirm that it has 11.5 kilowatts of power. Now Tesla has started the installations, as confirmed by a TMC forum user, Andy92782, who shared images of his own installation in Southern California. The new version looks more dross than the older versions did. The new one appears to be using an electric box like any other in brushed metal, albeit with a Tesla logo standing proud. Tesla is conducting testing on the upcoming Cybertruck, and a video was posted showing the aftermath of a ditch rollover crash test. The video was posted to TikTok by a user at CATL Logistics Inc., an account with only 2 videos and 6 followers, seemingly owned by the Chicago-based trucking company CATL Logistics. Now, it seems that it was the company responsible for moving the Cybertruck after the test. They deleted the video, but nothing stays deleted on the internet. In the video, the bent body panels kind of look like they're hanging off the actual vehicle frame underneath, more like a traditional automotive construction, and not actually a breakthrough in exoskeleton manufacturing as Tesla had originally suggested. But the panels are still mostly straight, not nearly as deformed as most vehicle body panels would be after a crash. This is probably owing to Tesla's use of much thicker, what they call ultra-hard stainless steel body panels compared to the much thinner steel or aluminum panels other vehicle makers use. Now in the video, we also see the back seat in pretty good lighting, which shows that the rear cup holders are octagon shapes, and there is a rear screen on the back of the center console, similar to the refreshed Model 3. Despite a promising start, Kia's new flagship EV9 sales have stalled out, with the premium price tag and quality issues having slowed the momentum. According to the Korean Economic Daily, Kia, an affiliate of the Hyundai Motor Group, just sold 408 of the EV9 units in Korea last month. That means that sales slipped over 300% from July, suggesting the electric SUV has fallen out of favor in its home market. Fully loaded, the EV9 costs the equivalent of $78,840, but on the other end there are subsidies which would lower that to $52,425. Now, the EV9's massive 99.8 kilowatt-hour battery pack makes it a challenge to cut prices, according to the automaker. On top of this, Kia's electric SUV experienced several quality issues during the rollout, including lamp control signals, charging controls, and other systems, according to the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, and Transport. Now, hopefully, these issues are ironed out when the vehicle makes its way to the USA. The EV9 will be the automaker's first electric vehicle assembled in the U.S. at their West Point, Georgia facility starting next year. Fisker has shared intentions to increase U.S. deliveries of its flagship Ocean SUV while simultaneously ramping up overseas production to 300 units per day. Regarding their annual production guidance, it was originally set for 42,400 units by the end of 2023. By the end of the first quarter of 23, they had only produced 55 Ocean EVs and delivering only 2 of those. Then in the second quarter, after producing just over 1,000 units, they decided to lower their annual guidance again. Now it rests at 20 to 23,000 for the year. According to Fisker, it is aiming to increase its production output with 180 units per day to approximately 300 units in the fourth quarter. This done with their manufacturing partner, Magnus Steyr. Now, as of September 4th, Fisker has built 3,123 of their Ocean SUVs for customers, meaning that, in a perfect scenario, if the build rate was accomplished today, they would be just fine to hit their goal by the end of the year. Lotus Cars has officially unveiled its next all-electric model, the Hyper GT, and they're calling it the Emeya, E-M-E-Y-A. You can let me know in the comments section how you think that should be pronounced. In addition to debuting as Lotus's second electric vehicle, the Emeya is also the automaker's first four-door Hyper GT, and it's boasting some impressive specs right out of the gate. With an aerodynamic body and a Corvette-looking front end, the long sedan has an aggressive appeal. Lotus describes the new Emeya's low center of gravity as a hyper stance. They shared that the top specification model will feature a high-powered dual-motor setup that can accelerate from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in under 2.8 seconds and reach a top speed of 250 kilometers per hour. The motors are powered by a 102 kilowatt-hour battery pack with an 800-volt EV platform. Same as the other EV. This time they didn't share range estimates, but perhaps when the vehicle gets closer to production, we'll have a good number. According to a new report, Mercedes-Benz plans to launch their new EVs powered by BYD's lithium iron phosphate blade battery. The move comes after the German luxury automaker revealed their new CLA electric sedan concept, which is the first of their entry-level class designed to take on EV leaders like Tesla. Chinese newspaper CBEA reported that Mercedes will begin production of the new EVs fitted with BYD's blade battery in 2025. Mercedes is targeting a cruising range for the CLA of 466 miles, which would be very impressive if the cost was competitive to a Tesla Model 3. Now, Mercedes also plans to launch a smaller, cheaper electric G-Class model to expand the brand into new markets. Right now at Electrek, we assume that that smaller, cheaper G-Class will have the cheaper batteries used herein. Chinese giants CATL, a major supplier for EVs worldwide, and the tech company Huawei have teamed up to make an electric vehicle brand called Avatr. This is actually old news, but what is new is that the EV maker is slated to begin exporting and eventually building EVs in Europe. Avatr Technology was founded in 2018, beginning as a Chinese joint venture between NIO and state-owned Chang'an Automobile. Through some changing of hands, the joint venture debuted its first EV model, the 11, in late of 2021. This before going on sale in the Chinese market just last year. The company has since promised to launch 3 additional models over the next 3 years, and now has their sights set on the old world. With the unveiling of their new 1.2 sedan, Avatr is specifically targeting the premium market in Europe and specifically called out BMW as a competitor. Avatr has already confirmed that it will be one of the first automakers to implement CATL's new fast-charging lithium iron phosphate cells that they call Shenxing. But oddly enough, they have not confirmed that this will be in their new sedan, which is called the 1.2. In today's community comment found on YouTube, some of you pointed out that Ford was the first major automaker to announce that they were switching to the NACS connector. Thank you for the correction. Last time I had mistakenly said it was General Motors. Looking back, I suppose it was the timing and similarity of the announcements that got me confused. They happened fairly quickly, both over Twitter Spaces, and said that they were going for the adapter and then actually putting it in their cars in 2025. Then a bunch of other announcements came and they were all pretty much the same thing. But at any rate, thank you very much for keeping me on my toes, and thanks for watching Quick Charge. I'm Mikey G, and I hope you have a great day.